sort of fear by a different name. He or she that controls their fear will have the most control, but also have the highest level of confidence, because the fear will never go away. That voice in your head says, this will fail, will never go quiet. The fear will never stop. It will just diminish, and you'll be able to get it to a point where you can hear it, but it doesn't affect you anymore. The bravest soldier is not the soldier who doesn't feel fear. The bravest soldier is the one who feels the fear and still keeps going. I think that's a really vital point. So if you think you're failing because you're still afraid, or you're failing because you still have doubts, if you have doubts, you are wise, to quote Churchill. If you don't have any doubts, if you haven't got any fear, especially in Web3, you're probably a fool. You need them as part of your natural balance, but you also need the ability to turn them down, turn them off. They obey you. The voices are in your head. I repeat that, your head. Just the ability to control your own inner space to allow you to focus and to achieve. That's how I would view it. Yeah, thanks.
Wow.
Amazing, man. Thank you. Wow.
I love when Babylon speaks, because it's not a common thing, but every time that he shares, it's always spot on and really poignant to what's being said, or relevant to what's being said. And I really appreciate you, because I know you're in a lot of places, but you choose not to speak. And I know that really the wisest people are the listeners in the places. So I do really appreciate you opening up and sharing in here. Thank you so much for blessing us with that, Babylon.
Well, that's kind. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, I quite often join spaces and just stay in the listeners and keep an ear out for projects that I like, and connect with them privately, on DMs or quote retweets or something. I often find that's more effective than, because I don't want to go negative, but some spaces have a kind of hype mentality to them, and that can encourage. I don't want to say lies, because I wouldn't go that far, but it can encourage people to perhaps be over egging, as we say in Britain, over egging their support or their praise, and I'm not really a fan of that. I like to give people, you're doing this really well, I love that, but perhaps this could be better, and this might be a problem for you, but you're doing this amazing. I'd rather take that approach, because that genuinely empowers people to succeed, rather than just telling everyone that comes up their art's fabulous, and if they keep going, they're going to succeed. We've got John from Toddler Pillars down there, knows far more than me about all of this. But yeah, so I like to, when I feel connected with the space, I like to share that connection. When I don't feel as connected, I like to wait until someone comes up that I feel that link to, and then try and connect with them more long term. Because as Steve said, the thing with space is once it's over, it's gone. So unless you connect in like a different way, rather than I'm Babylon 6, blah blah blah, 0.05 ETH, join the Discord, blah blah blah. It's gone. It's gone, isn't it? Yeah. So that's kind. I'm sort of talking a lot here, so I apologize. But the thing I always say with these little connection moments, it's the last thing I say, I promise. It's like, say you're looking out of a window, right? Any window you like, and there's there's trees, and there's a river, and there's some clouds, and there's like a light breeze. Oh, lovely meditation thing there for you, Steve. and then you blink, right? Now, what you're seeing out the window is different to what you saw pre-blink, because the wind has changed things. The clouds are a different shape. The Earth's in like a different place around the sun, right? And you can't get that pre-blink moment back. It's gone. It will never, ever, ever come again, right? And it's the same with connections. If you hear people in spaces and you go, oh, I feel something here, and you don't connect with them, they just get lost in the Web3 and you never see them again. So you've got to grab them while they're there. Grab the moments, and don't be afraid to grab them, I suppose, as we think of that Buddy Wakefield quote, when he said, he's an American poet, and he said, forgiveness is simply the release of all hope for a better past. And I think that's incredibly true. Stop looking backwards, look forwards, control your own head, and just make your project yours. Don't follow other people's projects. If it's successful, just do your project. Make it what you want it to be. Thank you, Room.
Wow. Mic drop. Wow. That is awesome. Thank you so much for, I mean, you've said so many gems. It was incredible. Wow. Wow.
Very heartwarming. Goddamn.
Especially the part, this clip thing wasn't working. I was trying to clip and it's not working. But 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 the thing
Yeah,
that
I struggle with it too, Steve. You're not alone. We'll have to mess around in the space and try and figure it out or something. Maybe Emrys already knows how to do it.
but but one thing that really stood out is when he was talking about that part. Well, a lot of it stood out, but the part that stood out was like the you're not good enough because someone else is already further ahead, or whatever that piece was. That's one of the things we talked about last week, was when people compare themselves to others, like the, and the type of comparison that I'm talking about is, oh, that person is better, further along, I'm not going to be able to do it, so I'm just not going to do it, or whatever fits into that. And that's, we just have to be careful with the comparison, because we are who we are, and it's about who we connect to. That's what matters the most, like what we're doing, our vibe attracting our tribe. And I will tell you about the meditation, how that came along. So I've been making meditation music for a while, and I've done it for self-therapy, but I didn't release that type of music, like as far as under me. It was more licensing, for other people, because like it wasn't seen as the cool thing. It wasn't like I'm so serious. It was like, that's why I haven't, like, but now it's like earlier this year, like I was doing so many spaces, and I noticed, I felt, because I'm real empathic and I feel other people's energy. That's why I have to detach sometimes. But I felt this wave of burnout coming. I don't know where it came from. It's like I could just feel it. And that's when it came in my head, you know what? Do a meditation room. No one has ever done it in spaces. And like sometimes though, and I'll do it from time to time. Sometimes they might have 300 people come through. Sometimes it's been 8, 9, 10,000 people come through in a 24-hour period. I have the screenshots. I'm going to be posting those. It's actually on a video I've recently released. And if I was to say, oh, nobody cares about that, oh, it's going to be dumb and stupid, some people even hit me up like, why are you doing a meditation space? When are you going to do the when can we share again? Like, people are actually sending DMs saying that, like, when are you going to do another talk about my project space? And my response is, look at the message on the tweet. I said, if you're burnt out, if you're, this is why I've been on this thing about helping people to try to build their brands. Because if someone is here selling and you're just dependent upon going and I got to get to the next room and pin up, yes, that does get some sales, but are you thinking about your brand long term? I'm not going to go there heavy. I'm not. We went there last week. It was really, really good. That's going to be one of the first things uploaded that y'all got to hear. Y'all have to hear that one from last week. Oh, that was powerful. that was that went for 5 hours. I couldn't stop it. It was just, we're not going to go that long today, but it was just so, like, because people don't think about their brand. And when you think about your brand, you're thinking about your reputation. You're thinking about, okay, as I'm making money short term, what can I do to lay the foundation to generate money long term? And that's why, in that space I used to be really, really hesitant to share, like, how my finances were coming up. And of course, the typical poor family story, but it's true. But what I did is I learned about stocks, I learned about investing, I learned about all these things, like, as a teenager. Um, I started playing capitalism. It teaches you all this stuff, and I talked about it in the space. Like, if I ever have kids, I want them to play that game. I mean, I hope they want to. I'm not going to force them to, because it's like it teaches the concepts, and it's outdated now. There's no game. I haven't found any game like it, but it teaches so many concepts of strategy, business, stock market. Just how things work. And so when I was 18, I went on this really crave of, I need to get enough dividends to where I don't have to worry about anything. And that's what I did. It took me a few years, but that's what I did. And that's why I've been able to do music and writing and other stuff, because I took that time to build that foundation, because I was thinking long term. And I used to be afraid, not afraid, but hesitant to share, because I was like, oh, I don't want people to know my business. I want to be private. And then one person that really, really encouraged me recently to start sharing a lot is this guy named Gary Henderson. You see some giraffes in the room. He runs the giraffes, and he's also one of the creators, him and a guy named Tess, of the social connector we're all using. Well, not all of us in here, but hopefully you all are, because whoever is connected, I just sent an airdrop to everyone who has connected to social connector. You all should have gotten airdrops just now, like a few minutes ago, of some coin. But and he was like, I forget his wording. I'm not going to put words in his mouth, but pretty much like, who cares? If somebody, it's not about, forget the people who think like it might come across braggish, because it's not. Help somebody with your story. Like, that's how I interpret it. He of course said it differently, but use that help. Like, how can people trust what you're doing? I mean, yeah, people can look me up, but when you're here with me live, if I don't share what I've gone through and share my stories, my trust factor is not going to be where it is. It's going to be low, because it's like, okay, yeah, yeah, we can look you up and see you've done this and this, but tell us who you are. Tell us some human stuff. Tell us what you've gone to. Tell us stuff that we're not going to go find on Google. Tell us some stuff that we're not going to find in Forbes. Like, and that's why I said, you know what? Once I had that conversation, I started recording a whole bunch of videos that's coming out next month, where I just got vulnerable. And I said, you know what? I'm going to start sharing more in spaces. And ever since then, the spaces, not that they haven't been great before, but it's been something magical in these spaces ever since I've been doing that. More people are getting vulnerable. More people are sharing what they're going through. More people are not being afraid to tell us the bad stuff, to tell us the challenges, you know, to tell us the time, of this and how you got past it. That gives us hope. So if someone else is going through that, that gives hope. So, all right, I just wanted to share that. So, um, I don't know if it's John that's in Toddler Pillars, because normally he's been in Chimera Pillars. But if it is John, shout out to you, and hope you're doing well. And shout out to Manny. Manny's in the audience. He does a lot of motivational stuff. He has that Mojo coin. I do want to give a special shout out to Luna. She's down in the audience. She has that giraffe on. I've been watching her Instagram, and they are so good. Like, I forget one she was saying, it was like she talks about like confident stuff and self-empowerment stuff, but it's the way that she words things. Let me go pin up her profile so y'all can see who I'm talking about. One second. Let me just pin her up at the top here so you can see. Here we go. Okay, she's at the top now, so give her a follow and check out her Instagram stuff, especially. Like, I haven't checked out her Twitter much, but like the Instagram, I'm sure is probably a link to get to it, but is really, really good. You'll see me commenting on there like fire. Sometimes I didn't even have words to say. It's just, look, you know what, just fire. It's no words for it. If I say, oh, it was good, that's not good enough. If I say it was great, that's not good enough. If I say very impactful, that, like, no words could describe it other than dragon fire. so like, so and, you know and it's some other people in her room too. Go through the room. If you look at people's profile, if you see something that stands out, give them a follow. Shoot them a message, say, hey, love your profile, or something. If something is resonating with you, maybe people can't come up because they might be on the computer, or they might be busy, or they might be in a place they can't talk. But I like to go through and call everyone out to give everyone an audience. I love doing that in spaces so that you all know you're special. You took the time to be here. So that means something. So you're special. So now's the time. Whoever wants to come on up to the stage, come on up to the stage. And, because I'm definitely going to shut down within 45 minutes. I'm committing to that, folks. So don't come at the last minute and then we go for 5 hours. So please come on up now, because I'm going to feel bad if I see all these requests. Like, come on up now. Oh, Luna came up. Hey, Luna.
Hey, Steve, you're making me blush.
It's true, though. It's true.
Oh, thank you so very much for your kind words. It means a lot to hear.
Absolutely, it's true, folks. Y'all better go follow her. Check out her stuff.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. And what a lovely space. And I love that you're talking about confidence. A lot of people are missing confidence to do what they're able to do in life. So the more that we can talk about this topic and share experiences and stories, the better.
Absolutely. Did you have any words of wisdom that you would like to share, and maybe introduce yourself as well, if you like?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll always say yes to opportunities like that. Yeah, so confidence, I know that a lot of you already shared what it means, so I'm not going to repeat that. I'm going to repeat one thing that I hear so much, which is don't wait for confidence to take action. A lot of people think that they need confidence to be able to take action. And I'm here to tell you it's the other way around. Action breeds confidence. So if you're not feeling confident, think about the smallest step that you can take towards achieving your goals and dreams, and take it in the moment that you're thinking about it. Because it's so important to signal your mind that you are going to do this unknown thing, even if it's unknown and uncertain. And the trick here is not to think of big steps or big moves. I mean, I loved when you called that Fuzzy, and his only step was get on stage. You don't even on mic and speak, but get on stage. You'll feel differently as a result of having taken that little baby step. Now, the next step may be to on mic and say hello. It's not the big things that matter. It's these really small steps taken consistently that will help you gain the confidence, strengthen the confidence that will, before you know it, you'll be saying, I never thought that I would be doing X, Y, Z, but I've just done it.
I need some fire, Dragon. Do you have a fire emoji we can put on the top? Because, like, case closed.
I'm rubbing my hands as hard as I can create friction and fire, but it's not working, Steve. It's not hot enough.
I mean, case closed. Y'all see what I mean? That. Wow. Wow. Don't wait for confidence to take action. I mean, that was so well put. Like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, go follow her. Like, like, get you some Flow. She has a coin herself too. Isn't it? Is Flow your coin, right, Luna?
Yes. My creator coin is called Flow, definitely.
Yeah. So Luna has a cryptocurrency called Flow. Get you some Flow. If you have a social connector, if she want to, not putting her on the spot, but you're more than welcome if you want to airdrop into space. But get you some Flow. Y'all go get you some Flow. Discover some Flow. So,
let's go,
flow,
let's go, get more Flow.
Wow, this is so awesome. I love y'all. This is.
I feel there's
Wow.
a song in there somewhere like Flow.
Oh, if one of you would make a song for me with Flow, you would make me extremely happy.
I
Meta pair.
probably have 10 of them already.
Her own song.
That would be so cool, actually. Like, for real. Like, yeah, I need to maybe do a meditation, create a meditation song that sounds like Flow, and name it Flow. Like Flow dedicated to Luna as the title. So, like, that would be a cool utility. Do some customize. All right, I'm gonna put that into the map here. Yeah. Wow. This has been so awesome.
That's
today.
why you come to spaces, right, Steve?
It's so many reasons I come to space. This is like a few, like, if you saw me right now, like, I'm walking all through the house, I'm walking upstairs, like, I can't be still, like, in spaces. Like, it's like this walking around, you're fired up, you're energized. So when y'all are feeling this energy through this, like, you're feeling me for real. Like, I'm like, oh my God, this is like, wow. Don't wait for, Luna, I'll give you credit. I gotta use that line though. I got that. I can't not use that. That's like, that was a. Don't wait for confidence to take action. I love it. I love that. That is so. All right, I'm gonna shut up. Not next. It's not. Go ahead.
Keep going. Your energy is contagious, Steve. Let's blow this up. Come on, people. This is what it's all about.
Let's go. Hey, Steve.
What's up,
That was-
Nick? I was wondering why you
Yo.
didn't come up. Just because you're on a different profile.
Mate, this is my alter ego. This ain't Nick. Ain't Nick no more.
Oh, my bad. Not so secret. What's up, not so secret? Nice to meet you, not so secret.
Yo. I'm the degen alter ego of Nick, just so you know. So if I start dropping some degen stuff, that's why. I just pinned up a tweet just off the back of what was being said, and it kind of ties into this idea of an alter ego. If you have a look up, there's a Tom Bilyeu podcast that he did, and this guy talks about Sasha Fierce, talking about alter egos and the way that Beyonce would use an alter ego, and this ties into what Luna was talking about confidence. Sometimes it's a really, really interesting podcast, and definitely worth a watch, because he talks about this idea of getting yourself into a mind state of success. And I'm butchering it. I can feel it already, but worth a watch. Get yourself an alter ego. Get yourself an alter ego, and it can work wonders for you. Yeah. I want to shout out to Dragon Forge, Simmer Down, Babylon 6, I Got Beats, BB. Nice to see you. Who else we got here? We got Craig as well. Man, love your spaces. Love the topic. Love the vibes. Always love the vibes, Steve. Man, let's go. Let's do this. My heart is so full of love, brother.
Who do you sound like? You sound like someone really familiar that I've seen on TikTok about 100 times, like an influencer or something. Are you an influencer? Are you a famous influencer in disguise?
Yes.
Oh.
Secret.
I'm not gonna rat you out. Not so secret.
Yeah, sure. Let's go for it. I'm the world's biggest influencer. So just
brother.
about. Say again.
I would just the biggest influencer I could think of. I just said you're his brother.
Now he's my brother.
Right. Yes. Exactly.
Yeah.
I stand corrected. My apologies.
Dude, I started Not So Secret yesterday, and it's just I'm in love with it. I gotta. AKA Progen's alter ego. I can make these promises, and they've got to pay the price, basically. So